It was yesterday when we broke the story of a senior Air India employee who has been seeking justice after years of alleged sexual harassment at work. Her demand for strict action against a senior has been pending for more than 4 years now, and with the senior company management without a concrete response on the same. Today we get you 2 more such cases. Women who gave written complaints of sexual harassment against the same senior ranking official at Air India. All these women have been ignored. Their cries have been ignored. This is a Headlines Today exclusive. Headlines Today correspondent Aditi Ananthanarayan tracked down Captain Sharma at Delhi airport. We wanted to know, why has the man been let off the hook for so long? Why have the victims been made to complain again and again? Why is the onus on them to prove their case and not on the alleged serial offender? When Headlines Today confronted the man, he refused to talk with our cameras aimed at him. Once again, let's play it for the benefit of our viewers. Now, this is the man who stands cornered where 3 women have made allegations of sexual harassment against him.
And Mr. Sharma, just tell us that if you do not want to react, that's absolutely fine. Mr. Sharma, just tell us that if you do not want to react, that's absolutely fine. Just tell us that if you do not want to react, that's absolutely fine. And she's saying that it's been 4 years and there has been no, and you have been promoted also despite the fact that she had filed a complaint against you. That's absolutely fine. And she's saying that it's been 4 years and there has been no, and you have been promoted also despite the fact that she had filed a complaint against you.
As Headlines Today tracked and confronted Captain Sharma, he agreed to speak to us off camera. His reaction to the piling stack of sexual harassment charges against him was denied, deflect and dismiss. The man even went on to say that if someone cried wolf, it doesn't mean it was true. Sharma refuted all allegations as untrue and repeatedly told us to get in touch with the company PRO. By Mr. Sharma's relaxed attitude and answers, it was clear that he knew that the inquiry would probably be in his favor. But Air India has chosen not to respond to Headlines Today's letters asking for their official reaction on the alleged harassment charges on this man that you see on your television screen. My colleague Aditi confronted him, but he had absolutely nothing to say. He spoke to us off camera and told us to get in touch with the PRO of Air India. Headlines Today has accessed the letters written by the Air India employees, and it is clear that these complaints of sexual harassment have been brushed under the carpet, while the serial offender has been getting away with absolutely no punishment. Meanwhile, the complaints have fallen on deaf ears. The women at the receiving end claim they continue to face humiliation, and shockingly, their senior has allegedly been rewarded with out-of-turn promotions. These Air India staffers also claim that the man continues to go scot-free simply because of his proximity to the former managing director Arvind Jadhav. Surprisingly, the current MD too has not taken any action. Both the former civil aviation ministers and the NCW chief ignored the complaints too.
State Women Commission does not have a chairman or a member for the last 3 years, and this shows the apathy of the government towards these commissions. Also, if you go by the National Commission, like she has gone there and she's not received justice, usually the chairman and the members of these women commissions are parking places for women politicians, maybe wives of a male politician or those who have lost elections. So these women, neither do they have any judicial knowledge or the capacity to discharge their duties, and because these posts, they require a judicial acumen. So I would like to say that in the first place, even these commissions are more or less defunct, and even in this case, National Commission for Women chairperson has been on TV in the gang rape saying this should be done, that should be done. On the other hand, they should have ensured that something should have been done actually, instead of lamenting.
many complaints of sexual harassment were registered by women employees of Air India, but the management...
And these are the complaints made by Air India staffers. All of them have categorically taken his name. These employees suspect that Captain Sharma may be misusing his position to influence the committees, the probe and even the work environment against them.
Recent past, many complaints of sexual harassment were registered by women employees of Air India, but the management turned a deaf ear to these complaints. Yes, as a cosmetic gesture, a few complaints were forwarded to another body, but that did not result in anything good. Clearly, Air India never had any strict rule or policy to deal with such matters.
All right, joining us right now is my colleague Pankaj from Mumbai. Also, harrassing social activist joins us there. Pankaj, we have access to those letters written against Captain Sharma there. If you can give us the contents of those 3 letters and what is the official explanation as to why absolutely no action has been taken by the committees which have so been formed.
Preeti, for one, we were in touch with the corporate office, we were in touch with the management officials, and we were also in touch with the committee members of Air India. Now, first of all, Mr. MP Sharma says that we should get a reaction on the PRO. We had written an official letter to the PRO of Air India on the 3rd. Today is the 11th. There is no response from Air India. Off record, the corporate office tells us that a committee has been constituted. I had a word with the members of the committee as well. There are 5 members in the committee, and one of the members tell us that the committee in fact has been formed, but they are yet to sit and have a look at what the details of this matter really are. Now, Preeti, the bigger question is, does this national airline even have any strict policy or rule in place or a board that has been constituted that will look into these matters? Here is the case of a woman who's spent more than 25 years of her life for this national airline. Obviously, she was in a position where she could go out, muster enough courage and complain against the sexual harassment. There are many other junior employees of the airline to the rank of a cabin crew or the pilot as such who's just spent around 7 to 8 years in the airline. What happens to them? Here, Lady Nagrat had to spend so many years, and even after that, it took 4 long years for the national airline to constitute a committee. Imagine what will happen to the lower rank officials and the employees if they were to complain at all. A very low for the national carrier as such. No one is forthcoming in giving any replies, be it the corporate office, be it the top management officials. We had a word with the CMD as well. None of them are forthcoming as far as any replies to our letter is concerned. As far as the contents of the letters are concerned, most of them are really shocking. Coming from the cabin crew, coming from the pilot, and this lady, of course, alleging sexual harassment against this man. Our biggest question here remains, the finding will obviously come out in some time.
Pankaj, hold on to that thought. Hold on to that thought, Pankaj. We'll be right back with you. We are getting reactions thick and fast. Let's quickly listen in to women's rights activist Ranjana Kumari, who joins us at this juncture on this story.
Air India, I'm very surprised to hear that, because Air India wrote to us to be member of the sexual harassment committee. We have never heard anything from them. And also in this case, first of all, it is very difficult for a woman to complain. Very easy for the whole department and whole institution to gang up against her and prove her wrong. It's very easy. We have done investigation and we know for sure that all the people will get together, all the men will gang up together and will prove that she is wrong, or she is of loose character, she is of, whatever. So I think this is a very serious matter. This should be taken to the minister, and he must be held responsible for the behavior of Air India, because it is not a private institution.
Before we do go back to my colleague Pankaj, let's quickly cut across to Abha Singh, advocate and social activist, on the phone line with us. Abha, what we saw over the last 1 week, we saw lots of women bodies. We saw the chief of NCW, Mamta Sharma, come out and strongly condemn the government, coming out with various issues that could be addressed at this point of time, but not addressing something which has been lying on her table for now 4 years.
Exactly, she has only been condemning issues, be it the Delhi rape or be it Air India sexual harassment, but no justice has been given to this lady. And what is surprising, that after 4 years they are setting up a committee, whereas in the Vishakha guidelines, Supreme Court has clearly said that every office should have a complaint committee for sexual harassment. So number one, explanation should be called of the officers of Air India that why this committee was not set up and why this committee was not working till now. If Mamta Sharma wants to take some action, why does she not call the explanation of the officers that why they have delayed this, why no justice has been given, instead of condemning? We have always seen this pattern that even when sexual harassment is so blatant in workplace, everybody just comes with lip service and there is no time frame. If the committee is constituted today, what is the guarantee that they could give a report in 3 months or 6 months? It can keep the issue delaying because the men who generally harass are an important post, as in this case, it is seen that he is a senior officer. So, just to come with lip service from the National Commission for Women is really disgusting and deplorable. And what is required is the people who have not formed the committee till now, so against them, contempt of Supreme Court violations, action should be taken.
Of course, our teams are right now at the NCW trying to gauge a reaction from the NCW chief. But one quick question, Abha, before we let you go. You've battled such cases earlier. You are a noted lawyer. You're a social activist. Legally, how do we empower the complainants in this particular case?
See, what is necessary is that we have to ensure that all these officers have the complaint committee, because in this case for 4 years no committee was formed. So it is a right which should be ensured, and from day one that all these officers have committee, and in that committee a women member is a must. So if one lady on the board is saying that all the men will gang up against her, but that cannot be the case, because there are women employees, and in this committee it's a must that 2 women members should be there. So firstly, it has to be ensured that the committee is there, and whichever office does not have a committee, a contempt case should be put up against these because they are violating the Supreme Court guidelines in the Vishakha case. So it is a must that this committee should be there, it should be working, and also a time frame has to be there. And if in that time frame the complaint is not lodged and action is taken, then court contempt should be done against these officers who are at the helm of affairs.